Excuse me. Giving honor and praise Most High for His word, because it's so true. Isaiah 66 is talking about judgment and hope. I'm going to read from the New International Version. It says, "This is what the Lord says." Excuse me. This is what Yahuwah says. "Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house you will build for me? Where will my resting place be? Has not my hand made all these things? And so they came into being, declares Yahuwah. These are the ones I look on with favor, those who are humble and contrite in spirit, and who tremble at my word. But whoever sacrifices a bull is like one who kills a person, and whoever offers a lamb is like one who breaks a dog's neck. Whoever makes a grain of offering is like one who presents pig's blood, and whoever burns memorial incense is like one who worships an idol. They have chosen their own ways, and they delight in their own abominations. And they delight in their abominations. So I also will choose harsh treatment for them, and will bring on them what they dread. For when I called, no one answered. When I spoke, no one listened. They did evil in my sight and chose what displeases me. Hear the word of Yahuwah, who tremble at his word. Your own people who hated and exclude you because of my name have said, let Yahuwah be glorified, that we may see joy. Yet they will be put to shame and hear that uproar from the city. Hear that noise from the temple. It is the sound of Yahuwah repaying his enemies all they deserve. Before she goes into labor, she gives birth. Before the pains come upon her, she delivers a son. Who has ever heard of such things? Who has ever seen things like this? Can a country be born in a day, or a nation be brought forth in a moment? Yet no sooner is Zion in labor than she give birth to her children. Do I bring the movement of birth and not give delivery? Says Yahuwah. Do I close up the womb when I bring to delivery? Says your God. Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad for her. All you who love her, rejoice greatly with her, and all you who mourn over her, for you will nurse and be satisfied at her comforting breast. You will drink deeply and delight in her overflowing abundance. For this is what Yahuwah says, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the wealth of nations like a flooding stream. You will nurse and be carried on her arm as dandled on her knees. As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you, and you will be comforted over Jerusalem. When you see this, your heart will rejoice, and you will flourish like the grass. The hand of Yahuwah will be made known to his servants, but his fury will be shown to his foes. See, Yahuwah is coming with fire, and his chariots are like a whirlwind. He will bring down his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For with fire and with his sword, Yahuwah will execute judgment on all the people, and many will be those slain by Yahuwah. Those who consecrate and purify themselves to go into the gardens, following the one among those who eat flesh of pigs, rats, and other unclean things, they will meet their end together with the one they follow, declares Yahuwah. And I, because of what they have planned and done, am about to come and gather the people of all the nations and languages, and they will come and see my glory. I will set a sign among them. I will send some of these who survived to the nations to tarnish, to the Libyans and to the Lydians, and the famous as archers to the Tubal and the Greece and the distant lands who have not heard of my fame or seen my glory. They will proclaim my glory among the nations, and they will bring all of your people from all of the nations to my holy mountain in Jerusalem, and offering to Yahuwah on the horses, mules, and camels, says Yahuwah. I will bring them, they will bring them, as the Israelites bring their grain offerings to the temple of Yahuwah in the ceremony clean vessels. And I will select some of them to be priests and Levites, says Yahuwah. And as the new heavens and the new earth that I make will endure before me, declares Yahuwah, so will your name and descendants endure. And from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, all mankind will come and bow down before me, says Yahuwah. And they will go out and look on dead bodies of those who rebelled against me, and the worms that eat them will not die. The fire that burns them will not be quenched, and they will be loathsome to all mankind. I have so much. This goes right, coincides with my children's visions. And I, because of what they have planned and done, am about to come and gather the people of all nations, languages, and they will come and see my glory. There's so much to touch on. Let's start there. It's about to happen. The zombies are about to come, which are pestilence, and then the 3 days of darkness. You cannot get into the promised land if you're eating meat. You're eating the flesh of pigs, rats, and other unclean things. It is unclean to eat meat. You will meet your demise if you're following anyone on social media that's telling you that it's okay. It's not okay to eat meat. You're not supposed to eat meat. Do not eat the meat. The meat is bad for you. It's bad for you. He's going to gather all of the people. My son did proclaim when Yahuwah came, he made the zombies tired. He made them slow and tired. They fell asleep. And we had to tiptoe past the zombies. And Yahuwah made a hand come out of his hand, a mighty hand, and it picked us up and it carried us to the holy Jerusalem, Jerusalem, to the holy mountains, to that place that was prepared by Yahshua. He said, I go to back to my Father to prepare a place. Who's to say that he ever left this earth? Who's to say? Who's to say that they ever left? But you all wanted to do it on your own. So he let you. But he's not going to let you no more. Because the people have gotten too chaotic and they have gotten too advanced in their thoughts and in their ideas. And they don't care about mankind. And they just want to do whatever they can to do. So what they have planned, they plan to kill us off with zombies. They have went and hid in the mountains. And they plan to kill us all off by zombies, floods, nuclear. I keep stressing to you, do not eat meat. Do not eat meat. Do not eat meat. If you're following someone who is eating flesh, pigs, rats, and other unclean things, shrimp, lobster, all of that, nasty, chicken, all of it, it's all cloned, everything. You're eating babies. Stop eating the meat. You will meet your end. You don't go into the garden if you're eating meat. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. My 7-year-old had a vision. And he said it started off by we were in the room and I guess we heard noise. And he says I went to look out the window or something. And Joshua said, you can't look out there. There's zombies out there. So he said we went to shut the door. And I guess the zombies heard the door. And he said they came banging on the door. And they bust in. But by this time we were in the closet. And he, in the closet, he said that we were just praying and we were in the closet. We wouldn't come out and the zombies were in the room. And he said all of a sudden our arms, we got weird feeling in our arms and it started coming down, and all of a sudden these colors started coming out of our hands. And he said we came out the closet when there were zombies and we were fighting them. And if you look at the time right now, it's at my percent is 41% at 4:41 a.m. and we're at verse 14 of Isaiah 66. That's really, really, really weird. It's a lot of 144s on the page. Anyway, he said we came out with the fire power, and he told me that a sword came out of my hand. And he said Yahuwah came flying. And I asked him, I said, Yahuwah came, not Yahshua? And he said, no, Yahuwah came. So you guys got to understand um, that Yeshua came to show us the way back to the Father. The Father is the one who comes and delivers us out, not Yeshua. You got to understand that. Remember, Yeshua is supposed to judge the nations. So the Father, he's coming to kick butt and come get his people. You know what I'm saying? So he said when Yahuwah came flying in the sky, he said that these spikes came out of Yahuwah's hand and it hit the zombies. And it made them slow motion. And then it made them fall asleep. And he said we were tiptoeing past them. And he said all of a sudden a shadow appeared on the wall. And you see a shot, like you give a shot, like adrenaline to wake up someone who's dead. There was a shadow on the wall with this particular shot. And this shot, well, you know, it was the devil's, was a shadow. And it was his hand, he had this shot, he was trying to wake up the zombie. But by this time, my son said, Yahuwah opened up his hand, and out of his hand came a mighty, huge hand. And he picked us up, and he carried us, or flown us, to the holy mountain, where there are 3 mountains. And right now I have 5 4s on the page. This is just really weird. I have to get this message out there. If you're sharing this video, please share it to the end. There's 3 mountains in South Africa where the true Jerusalem is. They know where the true Jerusalem is. And they know that they just don't know where, which one it is. They're for sure. But I could tell you, I can't tell you exactly which one it is. But I could tell you, if you reach those 3 mountains, then you will know that you're home. So he said when we got to these mountains, we went under the mountain. And at this time, I guess the zombies had waken up. They were searching all over the world for us, and they couldn't find any more people. And my son said the zombies had killed everybody, turned to zombies. Everybody other than the people that were saved were turned to zombies. And they were the evil one's army of the dead. They're possessed. They have flesh eating. And if you get bit, you're going to turn into one. So I would suggest going outside protected at all times. He also went on to speak and say that this mountain, under it's where we live. And he says this is where the place where the Holy Mom lives. And I said the Holy Mom lives under the mountain? No, I said in the mountain. He said under the mountain. He said that is their home. I said, he said, do you think that she would ever leave her home, where all her memories are. And he looked at me like you don't know that she leave? She would never leave her home. She has too much memories there. She would never leave. So he told me that when the zombies got to the mountain, I guess they didn't know which mountain it was, and they were at a wrong mountain. And I guess he said that the Holy Mom, the Holy Mother, Jerusalem, Yarusalem, they also call her Zion, Miss my mother, Emma Yahuwah's wife. Whether you want to believe it or not, there is a queen of heaven. And I'm sorry for those who don't believe. But he said that she set a trap in the mountain, and when she set some kind of booby trap with a chain, and it chained him, it locked him inside of the mountain. So that reminds me of the devil being locked up for 1,000 years while we reign peace on the earth and we repopulate the earth. That's what that sounds like. Okay. So then he goes on to say that the Holy Mom cooks great vegetable dishes, and they're vegetarian. They don't eat meat, and she makes the best cornbread. And remember, I told you that I read back in the Apocalypse of Peter, I believe, or one of the lost books that I read. It was talking about cornbread is the bread of life. So cornbread. So I know I always used to get real happy when I ate cornbread because it was my favorite. I love cornbread, even hot water cornbread. I love it. Anyways, moving on. So to say that, he say, when you see this, your heart will rejoice, and you will flourish like the grass, and the hands of Yahuwah will be made known to his servants. But his fury will be shown to his foes. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand the time that we are in. Yet no sooner is Zion in labor. Zion. Who is Zion? Our mother. Y'all don't understand? You don't understand what it means? Before she goes in labor, she gives birth before the pains come upon her. They say September 23rd was when she gave birth, but that's not true. On September 9th, Jupiter actually exits the womb. So before she goes into labor, she gives birth. Before the pains come upon her, she delivers a son. Who has ever heard of such thing? Who has ever seen things like this? Can a country be born in a day, or a nation be brought forth in a moment? Jacob, get ready. The house of Yisrael, get ready. This is about us and the multitude of nations that will accompany us. Can a country be born in a day, or a nation be brought forth in a moment? I told my son, I asked him, he told me I was supposed to record this. He said, this is my job. He said, this is what I do. I help the people with the videos. I'm not a professional at this. And I've lost some people along the way because they don't like the things that I find. And hey, this is all to each his own discernment. I'm not saying that it is, but when I find the information, I bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said you have to have a spirit of discernment. And see, only Israel, the house of Israel, can have the Holy Spirit, okay? To have the great spirit, okay? Inside of you. So you have to understand that you have to know and you have to break down this. This is strictly talking about the Son is coming before. What did I tell you guys? 923 is false. It's false. That's when the dragon comes. Enemy, enemy, enemy. Yahshua has to come deliver his people before then. But it's not Yahshua who's coming. Yeah, the Son is being brought forth. The truth. But our Father will come and deliver us with his mighty hand. The mighty hand of Yahuwah will deliver us. It will pick us up. I'm telling you. He said the mighty hand came out of his hand, out of one of his own hands. That's just think about the story about when he made the fist, the mighty fist, come through the wall. Y'all don't think that he can make a hand come out of another hand and pick his people up and take us to where we're supposed to go? My son said under the mountain had many rooms. Wasn't Yahshua a carpenter? He said, I got to go back to the Father and what? Prepare a place. My Father has a mansion of many rooms, right? So if our Father has a mansion of many rooms and is under the holy mountain, the whole time heaven has been on this earth and you have not even known it. None of us have known it. All her memorabilia are there. Her memory books, everything. Everything is there. She would never leave her home. Never. And I asked him, could he tell me what color were her eyes? And not that race matters to me, but it does in a sense. Because my whole life, everything that was told to me was a lie. And now that I'm finding out something totally different, I want to know the complete truth. And I have that right to know that truth. So before I tell you this part of what he told me, I needed to tell you that. So he went on to tell me that her eyes were blue. I said, just like Yahshua's eyes? And then he got puzzled for a second because remember I told you guys I seen the Messiah face to face, and that I read in the Lost Books of Mary Magdalene that the Holy Mother is the one who shows you the Father, and Yahshua is the living image of the Father. Okay, so you seeing Yahshua is in return seeing the Father. So he told me that she had blue eyes, deep blue eyes, just like the Father. And I say, you mean Yahshua? He say, Yahuwah has deep blue eyes too. So I asked him a question. I said, well, do they sit in their eyes like ours or do they come out like fire? And he said they come out like fire. So not only does the Holy Mother have fire blue eyes, the Father, our Father, Yahuwah, has fire blue eyes also, and Yahshua has the fire blue eyes because he is the living image of the Father. So I asked the question. Next question. I had to ask this question because I deserve to know this question. And this is something I needed to know. So I asked him, I said, well, was the Holy Mom white or black or what color is she? And he said, no, she's not white, mommy. She's black and brown, just like you. And I was like, what you mean I'm black and brown? And he showed me different parts of my body where I'm darker and then I'm lighter. So he said, she's brown. And I said, and our father? He's brown too. Mommy, you know they brown like us, right? Okay, so I just want to know, why was this covered up? Why? Why was this covered up? If he's coming to deliver us and he's coming to show us the real truth, and he's already showing the children the truth because they can accept the truth because they're young, you know what I'm saying? They're without fault. They see everything for what it truly is in the spiritual realm, the physical realm, everything. They have it as their eyes are open. Their third eyes are wide open. Our mother, Zion, is about to give birth to her children. She is the one who gives us some special gifts from the four winds. The four winds of the Kabbalah. It's a lot to different religions have bits and pieces that they've taken and they scattered the Most High's true religion and His true gospel amongst all different religions, and everybody has a bit and piece of the puzzle, and we're all connected in some form or fashion. But Catholic is what doesn't. But I'm telling you right here, hear that noise from the temple, hear that uproar from the city. It's gonna be zombies. It's gonna be bad at the temple. Stay out of the churches. Stop it. Don't go there. They already hate us already. Our own people. Our own people. And they exclude you because of my name. You know what I'm saying? He said he's coming to gather all the people, all the nations, and he's gonna plead with us. He basically gonna show us that who he is in spirit and as a person. The great Almighty. You guys will believe in the higher blue flames that come from our parents' eye. This is not something that you should take lightly from the eyes of children. So he goes on to say that we had a good feast and there was a wedding. He said all the people had died. They had turned into zombies. And so then after all of that was done and we had talked about all of that, my other son woke up and he's 6. He was 5. He recently had a birthday. And he came to me and I asked him a question because he started talking about the Holy Mom. So I said, Yarier, can you please tell me what color are the Holy Mom's eyes? And my other son, Urin, he was sitting there and he didn't say nothing. I told him, don't be quiet, don't say nothing. And Yarier said, they're blue. Well, how would he know what color they were? He was asleep when me and Uren had the conversation, so there's no way that he would know what we were talking about. So, and I asked him, well, do they sit in like our eyes or do they come out like fire? He said they come out like fire. And I asked him the same question, what is the color of the Holy Mom, the Holy Father, and Holy Brother? And he said, brown. It matters because they changed his race, they changed his appearance, they had the true pictures that depicted a black Emmanuel, Emmanuel, however you want to pronounce it, Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Amen, Amen, Emmanuel, Amen. See, y'all, it's all a play on words. Y'all don't even know what's going on. They're coming after us. They're getting ready to come after us. This is no game. This is no joke. This is judgment. There is hope in all of this. There is. I'm telling you, if you trust on Him, if you trust in Him, everything will be all right. And this is part one to this video, because the next part to my other son's vision, you guys are not gonna like. And it's also about zombies, but it's also about the gifts that he's given to children. I really want my son to do his own vision. And maybe when he wakes, he will do it. So I believe I'll try to wait for him so he can do it himself, because he'll explain it better and in better detail than I can. And the great exodus is getting ready to happen. So that's what you guys call the rapture. But the people who are actually being caught up into the sky, heaven is not in the sky. So some people have seen whirlwinds or bright lights spinning with people, and then they drop and smash to the ground. So the rapture might be something that the government or somebody has implemented somewhere, and it's the second coming. But you have the great exodus that comes before the second coming. So things have got to happen, and we got to go back into our own land, back into Africa, the garden. The garden. You cannot go into the garden following people who eat meat. Straight up. If you're not a vegan or whatever, you cannot eat meat. You cannot eat meat. The scripture tells you that you cannot eat meat. You cannot. Sacrifices, it displeases them. Please, please. Where is it? Those who consecrate and purify themselves to go into the gardens, more than one garden, following one who is amongst those who eat the flesh of pigs, rats, and other unclean things, zombies, they will meet their end together with the one they follow. Declare Yahuwah. And I, because of what they have planned and done, am about to come and gather the people of all the nations and languages, and they will come and see my glory. And we will eat cornbread, and the Holy Mom will cook vegetable dishes, the best. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't do it. Yes, 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 yes. Whew. Repent and come to our King, Yahuwah, the King of Kings. Please. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Please. He's the Lord of the hosts. He is the Almighty. Please come to him. Remember what I said. The mother has never left. She will. They will never leave their home. Never. Africa is the place that they have sold and then they have departed into different parts. And now it is time, and our Father, He is not about to have it, and He's about to lay a smack down, but He will save His people in the midst of all of it. So you guys don't want to fall into judgment out there. It's about to go down.